Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's us, the Damian's Advocate team. After a somewhat brief hiatus, we had to take some time to focus on real stuff. It's your boy, Damon G. It's your Girl Friday right there. And as always, for those who like to join us, you can find the show at Damon G Show. Well, me at Damon G Show, her at Girl Friday. We have a lot to discuss. This is supposed to be coffee talk, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to delve into places that is inevitably going to have Sarah wanting to fight and have me wanting to just walk away because let's face facts here. When Sarah wants to fight, I want to walk away. And I feel like that's an accurate depiction. And we haven't discussed in a while the dating and relationship stuff that Damon's Advocate was known for. But today, Sarah, today, I just threw up a haphazard topic and you want to run with it.
Yeah, I don't even really fully know what I'm getting into, so
Okay.
I really don't actually. So we'll
Okay.
see.
For the people who have been following this show from the beginning, we normally talk about dating and relationships from our own personal perspectives because we are both divorcees. We have tried and are trying to figure out the dating realm in 2020 and the like. And to much confusion and much annoyance, I guess it's a better word. But we do take in content from tons of content creators throughout YouTube and the internet. And I found one, and I've been following this one for a while. It's actually garnered some popularity because of the thing we're going to talk about. Now, the YouTuber in question is called Kevin Samuels. He is an image consultant. He is a person who has built his YouTube channel from the ground up. He talks about being high value and teaches men typically how to be high value in terms of their profession, their outfits, because he is a style and image consultant as well. But it seems to be that he is now progressing into the realm of dating and being a bit of a dating coach for men and women. Now, the caveat here is that normally his fees are his fees, and he'll have live streams on YouTube. And typically women call into the show to be, I don't want to say judged because that's really hard, but at the same token, it feels like it. It's basically, what's your issue? What are you trying to achieve? And then he gives you some cold water on the fire. Now, he was called into question recently, and it's gotten over maybe 2 million, 3 million views at this point through, of all places, World Star Hip Hop. Now, if you grew up in my neighborhood, when people started screaming out World Star, that's because a fight was breaking out and people wanted to document it because, humans. But he had an episode recently where a woman called in saying, I am a 6-figure earner. I want to only attract 6-figure earning men. That's all fine and dandy. We talk about this all the time about wanting to set your benchmarks high, because if you're a high earner and a high learner and go-getter, wouldn't you want to be with someone like that? Now, we have talked ad nauseum, Sarah, about how men and women differ in terms of their viewpoints on relationships. We talk about the past, how it was back in the day, how we kind of tiptoe around potentially being labeled misogynists because we reference the old days of women gave up their youth and beauty, men gave up their resources because stay-at-home moms were younger, while the men went off to work back in the 1890s, 1910s, and so on and so forth. And there's age differences between the men and the women. So we have walked that line, Sarah. True or false?
Yes.
Okay. We have been labeled misogynists. True or false?
You have, yes.
And you have been labeled things too, Miss. I defend women when they're men when they're being mistreated.
Yes, I will defend men when they are being mistreated.
Yes.
I will defend humans.
Yes. And also the OnlyFans conversation that apparently my other broadcast partner was not too pleased about. And that's why we're bringing this up. So long story short, all that to say, there was an episode of the Kevin Samuels show and look it up online. I'm not going to do a review of it. I'm just going to talk about the topic. She called in. She said, I want to attract this type of caliber of man. He then told her why the type of caliber of men she is looking for will not want to be attracted to her. She is, according to the show, she is an over 35-year-old mother of one with a sketchy baby daddy who's up to no good in the picture.
Okay.
And then she asked to be rated, not berated, but be rated, which for me is just nonsensical. And he asked her, what would you rate yourself in the face? And you can't use 7 because that's everyone's cop out.
Mhm.
She said 5.
Okay.
When she said she did her makeup, she is now a 6. And then he asked for dress size, educational background, because he's coming from what men typically look for in women. And he's talking about the upper tier 10% of high income earners in this country, which we have talked about being what? $450,000, give or take, a year as being a high income generator, $500,000. And she was trying to reason with him as to why she is valuable to someone who might be a 6-figure earner, to which Kevin Samuels responded, men don't give a crap about how much you make. So, Sarah, I know you haven't seen it. I feel like after the show, I want you to see it just so I can get your authentic reactions. But she self-disclosed that she thinks she's a 6.
Okay.
And he told her, no, men are not going to want you. And he put it at the feet of modern women that say that, you know how we say outkick your coverage?
Mm-hmm.
That modern women who have these high expectations tend to want to outkick their coverage when they themselves are average. Because he asked her, if you think you look like a 5 or 6, why aren't you going for a man who looks wise might be 5 or 6, but has the same hustle and ambition as you do? And she didn't want to hear it.
So I have questions.
Yes.
Was money her only standard?
That was her main standard.
Okay. Which is fine, whatever you do you.
And she makes her money through a dog grooming business based out of North Carolina.
All right. I shouldn't have dropped my dog grooming business. Okay, so there's a lot here because I hate talking about value. I hate it. I actually do because we only focus on women's value, and women are constantly by society right now being told they are less valuable. The louder they speak and are like, "Hey, I'm actually worth more than just my body," the more they're like, "You're not as valuable as you think you are."
Right.
So yeah, that can be seen as misogynistic. Like I hate that. I know there's a whole movement trying to happen where it's trying to show society that there's way more value than just a body. And
Yes.
so I don't like the stylist sitting there saying, your value, is in just your looks. I understand now a troublesome baby daddy being in the picture, like that is, you have to be realistic about that is a turnoff. I am realistic about my situation. I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids. They're fantastic kids. They're weirdos,
Yes.
but they're great kids. And I understand a man not wanting to take that on. I also understand. I also have the other factor of I can't offer children to anyone else. Like I'm done having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Tubes are tied. Like I'm done. So that we go towards value in reproduction is oh no. Okay. I can't offer you children, but then again, I also have 3 that aren't going to be yours that you're going to have to take on too. So,
not necessarily. You view it as taking them on. I view them as being part of the package.
They are part of the package. It's still like if you don't have kids and you don't know, and that you all of a sudden you're in this life with me, you're going to have 3 of them that are going to be a part of your life. It's because they are a part of me. They're going to be a major part of your life dating.
Agreed.
It's
Okay.
It's how it's going to be. So, and some people just aren't ready for that. That's okay. So when it comes to that, I understand. When it comes to looks, whatever. Like I
Whatever, man.
guys are gonna be the way they're gonna be. Like I wish they saw more value in like the brain. And unfortunately, men can't think farther than the boobies. Like that's about it. Like I
Farther
think
than
it's
the
a
what?
fault. The boobies.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
not a
it's a
boob
fault
guy,
to
so
men.
meh.
I know. Well, or the ass. It doesn't matter. Like the physical aspect. Men cannot, for whatever reason, not all, a lot of men cannot see further than just your value is in your looks.
Mm.
And unfortunately, that's going to leave men, a lot of men, single if that's what they're after a relationship. Because I hear it from men too. Oh, no one likes me. I'm just worthless. It's because I'm ugly. It's because I'm fat. You think I hear it all the time. And I'm like, ugh, just no. Like your value, humans need to understand that your value is more than just looks. Now, yes, it
But
does come into play.
remember how we've been conditioned. Societal norms have conditioned us to
Yes.
think we are only valuable because we bring either monetary support, physical support,
Mm-hmm.
looks wise. Advertising is targeted to these kinds of things. So it
Yep.
all goes back to conditioning.
Oh, I
Uh,
know.
I, I made a comment the other day to somebody and it kind of pissed them off. And I said, some days I wish I was blind because I could finally shut out the world that tries to inundate me with all these visual messages and cues, and I could live my life according to how my heart feels 100% of the time,
Mm-hmm.
not just what I see, but what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked people, would you be willing to give up your sight if that was something that could happen, where you wouldn't be inundated by everything we're talking about? And they laid into me as if I committed a crime and you should be grateful that you have sight. Yes, I'm not saying I want to be Matt
Yeah.
Murdock Daredevil. I'm saying that's why
Someone
meditation
missed
is
the
important.
point there. Someone missed the
Yeah,
point there.
they missed the point. And I said that's the whole point of me when I meditate is that I close my eyes and I look inside and I get all centered and whatnot. And I'm not gonna ballyhoo the point here, but for me personally, if it wasn't for the fact that since age 7, I have been hit with you need to date someone who's hot. You need to get these clothes. You need to drive this car. You need to do this in order to be useful to society. I need to be a corporate slave in order to provide value. Man, listen, shut up.
Listen, here's the thing. I YouTubers that continue to freaking point out your value as looks are not helping the problem. Yes,
They
that's
aren't.
been inundated. That's been put into us from the time we were little. I was thinking about this the other day because I was at the store with my kids. We were looking through the toys. I was trying to get ideas, and my daughter wants these. Hello.
Hey, Nigel, she won't be much longer. Trust me.
No, no. My daughter wants these dolls, but she wants this blonde hair, blue eyed doll, and I was confused by it. Now, again, I was blonde haired, and my eyes are bluish green, but that's what she wanted because that's what society feeds her as what is beautiful. When she's got these beautiful brown eyes, beautiful dark hair, and I don't want her sitting there thinking that being blonde and blue eyed is the way. And we have to change in society. It's why I freaking love the new Barbies that have all different shapes, sizes, and colors because it's starting to teach the kids that your value is not just in your looks. You can be beautiful, but just being your awesome, amazing self.
Right.
I understand people judging your value just on looks, but that's not helping anything. It's not helping a goddamn thing. Just if you want to value, we've got to redetermine what our value is in. And continuing to be like, oh, women, yours is in looks and you're going to hit the wall and then you're worthless and now you think you're valuable than what you are. No, I say fuck that. I really do say fuck that. No, your value, if a guy does not see your value and only sees in your looks, he's really not top tier. And if there aren't men that aren't there out there that are top tier and high value, then whatever. Like, be happy on your own. Be happy on your own. You know what? Maybe I am to the point where it's like women going their own way. Like, screw it. Like, this is ridiculous.
Wigtow.
It's ridiculous that we have to sit there and listen that our value is only in our looks. It's not. It is absolutely not. Now, men may not see it being in our money. That's fine. But there's
Bingo.
a lot more that women can bring to the table than just their looks. A lot more. They can be a great partner. They can be the creative one. They have the ideas. They can make a house a home. A lot of men can't do that. I mean, I was talking to someone the other day. They're like, man, I miss just having a woman around just to make the house feel better. And that's what a woman does. There's where her value is. It's not just, oh, I can bring in money and I'm high. They bring so much more value. They can connect things in ways men can't connect ideas.
Well,
100%.
that may go back to the masculine energy versus feminine energy discussion and how they balance each other out. Also goes back to what we were talking about, how some people are just natural alphas and some people are just natural betas.
Yep.
Uh, but that's again talking about physiological, energetic, hormonal, those kinds of conversations. Now, to bring it back to the beginning where we were talking about Kevin Samuels, he was strictly telling her, you need to be realistic in what you are looking for. You want the six-figure earner, but you also want him to be a 9. And he was telling her, if you want someone in the top 10% of earners, he just said earners, those dudes, because of their wealth and their money and their resources, aren't going to be wanting to spend their time with the 5 or 6 that she called herself.
They may be. Here's the thing. They may be, because I don't believe that all of those men truly believe that their only worth and value is their money that they bring. And if they are, they're not high quality in my eyes. They're not top tier. They're not the best men. If they only see that their worth and value is in their money, because that makes them fucking entitled.
Well, not that he didn't say that either. It was the earning plus the fact that they have drive. They want to continue to grow. They're constantly moving forward. And the social circles that they're around, because he also brought up social circles.
Okay.
Now, this woman, he asked her, is anyone in your family and your current environment, anyone a six-figure earner? No. You're the first. Yes. Do you hang out with people with potential to grow into these high earning potentials? She said no. He told her, that's an issue. Yeah, you need to surround yourself with people who help you grow and not be in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
So I agreed with him on that one. I agreed with him on that point.
That's an issue for her, because honestly, if she doesn't continue to hang around people that are like-minded and know how to make money, she'll lose those 6 figures. That'll happen for sure.
And later in the video, he catches her basically scrolling the YouTube channel, that because it was a live stream, looking for validation. And they call her on it because he's telling her and she is ignoring him completely about what she can do to be in those circles if that's what she truly wants. And she was just on her phone, scrolling through YouTube or through whatever chat they were on, and she wasn't even paying him any attention.
Yeah.
So if you're coming on my, let's say if it was me, you're coming on my talk show, you want coaching from me, and you're on your phone when I'm trying to coach you, yo, kick rocks. I don't need to have you on my show. I did you a favor. I charge people for this. You got it for free. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And yeah, my accent came out, y'all. Sorry.
I mean, I get that, and some people do just look for validation. But I also think women don't need to sit there and be like, why aren't men interested in me? This is the type of man I want. Why aren't they interested in me? If you're coming around that energy that I'm not interesting, I'm not enough for these
the
men,
victim mentality.
if you come from that, you're never gonna find a man. You're not. I know my worth, I know my value, and if people don't perceive it as high as I do, then oh well, F off. Like, you're not for me. And I think we're all some people are just so desperate to find that other person that they're like, oh, I really am attracted to the person. I like this lifestyle. They must be for me. When they're not interested, it's like, oh no,
they force it.
something. Yeah. And you can't force it. You cannot force it. You got to let things just happen and flow. And if it doesn't happen, learn to be just happy right now as you. I am really 100%. I told someone this morning. I am loving being single. I actually truly am. And I'm not even dating right now. I'm not dating. I'm not out seeing anyone. And I'm enjoying my free time. I'm enjoying the opportunity to go be able to hang out with men or go hang out with other friends and just hang out. Actually just hang out and be friends with people, because it's something when I was in a relationship I did not get. Now, that's not
Mhm.
healthy and it shouldn't be that way. You should always have that freedom. But, when you are in a relationship, it does take some of that time down. Sunday night, I was able to just go to freaking free play, have a little too much fun,
A little
and
too much.
and just hang out. I didn't have to like answer to someone like, "Where are you? Who are you drinking with? Like, are are you safe?" And I was safe. I was safe. I was around fantastic people. You were there. I was safe.
Yeah,
But
I remember because you randomly ran up to me while I was doing the broadcast and grabbed my arm, and I was like, "What is happening?"
I embarrassed myself is what I did,
Yeah,
and I wanted to hide.
yes, and of course, being next to me is the perfect place to hide. Like,
I just
no.
felt you were my safety net. I was like, ah. And I was very quite a bit drunk. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's okay. It happens. You don't drink that often
I
because you
don't.
work around alcohol, so you don't really feel the need to drink all the time.
No, that was actually really nice. I hadn't been on the other side of the bar, not working in
Hmm.
a minute. Like,
Yeah.
and especially there at like home base location. Like I've done it in Arlington. It hasn't happened in Richardson in a while, so it was nice. Not since October. So yeah,
Good
good.
times.
Yeah.
Good times nonetheless.
Wow, that was a major ADD moment where we went down that rabbit trail.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw it, but that's okay. So I want people to go back and check out that video. Again, it's from a YouTuber by the name of Kevin Samuels. It started a bit of a I'm not going to say a riot, but a major disagreement on people's just their values and who is he to be critiquing this person. And at the same token, it's I think as a society, and this is my own opinion, this isn't Sarah's, this is mine. We have an inflated sense of self for whatever reason, be it social media, be it people liking stuff we do, if it's just physical looks, if it's just it's not the minutia, it's all the superfluous stuff, it's all the superficial stuff, and people have a heightened sense of not worthiness to people, but man, the egos are out of control nowadays. Do you know how small we are, how infinitesimal we are in the span of the universe? And I'm not going to get overly deep with this, but just think about it.
mhm.
On this planet, we are tiny.
Yep.
In this universe, we are tiny.
Hmm.
But in your echo chambers, you want to be perceived as bigger than what you are.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. The attachment to that.
Okay, so I don't know. I feel like the what you see as an inflated thing of self worth, I feel like is more of an insecurity and a lack of self worth because
Sure.
it's just loud. It's just loudness of, oh, I'm worth this, I'm worth that, but you're out treating yourself like shit. Uh, I feel like it's actually more just noise and trying to feel happy. I don't think there are a lot of people that are happy because they're looking for happiness in the wrong place. They're looking for happiness in another person. They're looking for happiness on. They're looking for happiness just anywhere but within themselves. They're
Right.
looking for it online. They're looking for it in social media, in the likes and the comments, and you have to be happy within yourself. So I don't know if it's just ego. I think it's actually truly a major insecurity, a major self-worth issues. Honestly, I really do. I
Hey,
feel like
Mario, how's it going?
it's a you're
You found out what,
colorblind,
sir?
huh? You're
Yeah,
colorblind. Sorry.
it's fine.
um yeah, I think it's actually the opposite. I feel like they're trying to inflate their egos. If they keep saying it, maybe it'll be true. If they feel better about themselves, maybe it'll be true. But um you know sometimes
That's
that's
where we
not the
are.
case. Yeah.
Yeah, and transitioning really quick. Again, for those who want to learn more about this topic, because it's a little incendiary, go check out Kevin Samuel's
Yeah.
YouTube page. He is a image consultant, and people come to him for now dating advice and how they can up their game, sort to speak.
So Kevin
And
Samuels, you said?
yes, yes,
I'm gonna see if I can share the link in the
he has
chat.
a very smooth YouTube channel is what I'm going to say. It's very on brand for him.
Oh, this
But
guy.
yes, you
Actually,
know you've seen him
yeah,
before.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I actually
I
really like this guy. He can be
right.
an ass, honestly.
He's also a New Yorker, which makes perfect sense.
He can be an ass, but they're and okay. So he mostly, honestly, he's probably more talking to. Oh, is it the dating consultant gives woman a savage response to when she says she wants a six-figure man?
Yes, that one.
Okay, so I also feel like he also deals with a lot of like hood booger mindset as well. Let's see.
Don't you love that? Don't you love the hood booger mindset?
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna post this link in the
In the
chat.
chat. Thank you.
There we are.
And Omario has asked, do you think that an online relationship is possible? Yes, they're all possible. Anything's possible for the most part, but
it's not easy.
it's not easy. Like if you're talking about just strictly online, you've never seen them before or you've never hung out with them, that is rather difficult.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're going to have to see this person. Eventually you're going to have to see if you vibe well with this person. Feels like that's a mistake young Damian would have done back in the days of AOL chat, where you meet someone from a different state and you're vibing online and then you meet up in real life and then it's like, ooh, this is not good at all whatsoever.
So I will say this because I had this conversation with someone recently about long distance and online dating. My ex-husband and I were long distance. We were long distance and we made it work and we got married and we're married for 7 years. But there was definitely downsides to that. One, because when we were together, it was a high. Like we only saw each other every, 3 to 6 months. And it was a high, and you got to see the best of the best and have the best experiences. And then when we were married, it was like, oh, here's actually how life happens. Now, that happens often, even in regular relationships. You get married, and all of a sudden, you have a life together, you're living together. It's completely different, it's an adjustment period. But also, long distance, you don't get to see a lot of the bad, if that makes
Right.
sense. If you're
That
wanting
makes perfect
something,
sense.
yeah, if you're wanting something serious, I don't recommend it. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Yeah, I really do believe anything's possible. My grandparents they met in the my great grandmother and great grandfather met. This is the story I was told. My grandfather told me. They were at some dance or ball. My grandmother was a nurse and he was I don't know, an army man. I'm really bad with this. He was in the military, and this was during World War II. And he saw her walk down the stairs for this dance, and he turned to his buddy and said, "I'm going to marry that woman." And that was his first time seeing her. And then it was a month later they were married. It was like a month or 3, and they were together for 70 years before he passed away. So like things are possible, and again, that's a different time period too. So they didn't have the internet thrown at them and all these other options and the swipe left and swipe right culture that we have now. And it's a lot harder, I believe, now to have a successful long-term relationship. It's possible, and I hope it happens for most people, but culture is not set up well for long relationships, unfortunately, and I'm not on board with it.
Right. And to Chris's point just now, amazing how living together, that's when distance happens, is when people live together.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've only been in one relationship where we cohabitated and it got stronger because we cohabitated. You know who it is. So it was one of those things where it's like, yes, this actually worked because we moved better because we moved in together.
I don't know
But
if I do.
you do.
We'll talk to
it's who you think it is. Yeah, it's not the one you can't stand. It's the one you know. Yeah, that one.
The one that I love?
Yeah, it's the one you love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was the only time where I moved in with someone and the relationship got better.
No.
Because we were living together. But again, that depends on the people too, the people involved. Because you can meet someone online and you fall for their caricature as opposed to their reality. Unless, and again, you're one of those rare people, and I'm one of those rare people that say, look, man, toma, here it is. Deal with it or not. That's on you. This is what you're getting into. FYI.
I do that. I've pulled back some because I pulled back some, but I am the person that's like, listen, this is what you get. This is
The
what
big
you
old
do.
Hadouken to the face. Yeah, that's kind of how that goes. I wanted to move off this topic really quick because I know we're going to be on a time crunch soon.
Mhm.
But recently, I started documenting how things that we liked as children or when we were younger, as we've gotten older, have brought us more enjoyment with our own lives and more connectivity. Case in point, I've wrapped up 2 episodes of, and I'm going to self-promote here for a second, Damon G Dailies, which are offshoots of the Damon G Show, which are just this digestible 20 to 30-minute episodes, maybe 15-minute episodes of things that kind of occur in my life that make me go, huh, interesting. So, for instance, someone posted on Twitter the other day about there was a meme going around that said date yourself by posting something from your age bracket regarding your first job or something like that. And I posted my first job, which was working at what was known as Funco Land, which would then turn into GameStop. And then I started reminiscing about it. And then I realized, with the exception of when I was in the film studio, that was the only job I never called out from. That was the only job that I took on shifts in retail. And that was one of the jobs that set me off on the path of seeing people as people and not just customers in terms of business. They weren't just a number. They were people that wanted my advice on something or my honest feedback on something, and it brokered conversation between the two of us. And that spawned off me thinking about how now today, thanks to this shirt right here, this freeplayinc.com/save the arcade t-shirt has opened up more doors for me than at any other point in the last 5 years in terms of my own personal growth, my ability to build within a community, the ability to connect to different types of people from all walks of life. And it's a bonding experience over things I loved when I was younger. We talk about all the time about finding your niche and running with it. And I realized the last couple of days, and shout out to Sir Chris Delp for being a part of the fact that he is the community liaison, and he has brought all of us together in this realm that has filled a lot of us with joy and a lot of us with love, and just we've been able to make friends. You and I, we've been able to make friends. You got a job out of it. I've gotten broadcasting opportunities out of it. We've made new friends, pretty much decent connections. And who knew video games were going to be the thing that did that? Now, I'm not saying video games are the cure to what ails me, but it's funny where connectivity and community come from.
Oh, yeah.
So I want your feedback on just something maybe you liked. Maybe it is video games, because I know lately you've been getting more into gaming and that's opened some odd doors for you. So do you have anything that sticks out?
No, I mean, this year, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, again, most of y'all know it started out really bad. And then because of us ordering food to go, literally, to support free play, we meet Sir Chris Delp. I don't know why I feel like I need to do that every time, but and that just opened up crazy doors because of us wanting to try their food and support an arcade and talk about beer and shitty beer, because that seemed to be all we ordered was shitty beer on the
Very
two
shitty.
times. Well, just Dos Equis and Miller, like we just did.
Oh, we got Coors. Yeah, no, it was Dos Equis and Coors. Oh, those are horrible, man. Horrible.
We didn't get any Lone Star. How dare we?
That's disgusting.
Careful, you're gonna offend some people. But yeah, that opened this door to us going and hanging out free play as soon as they opened, and seeing Delp and going to the events as often as we possibly could, to being like, man, I really would, if I could work here, that'd be a dream. And then, I'm about to be interrupted. Hang on just a second.
The kiddos are coming in.
They are.
Shout out to my boy Simeon. Wow, that's a blast from the past. So Simeon Hawkins, we worked together in one of my favorite nonprofits for a while. And we were rice and beans, or beans and rice was kind of how we classified ourselves a few times in the summertime. So, sir, thank you so much for tuning in. Long time. And Omario, I've been friends with the same guys since early high school because of playing video games. Hey, man, your circle gets built because of the things you find yourself doing.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. We are not advocating to just staying stagnant in only one circle. I am an advocate of getting as many people in your proximity view as humanly possible. No, I'm not saying friends. I'm saying people that you can learn something from and get different perspectives. There are plenty of people who I differ from on all ranges of life. For instance, Sarah, I'll put us on the spot here.
Oh,
Politically, you and I don't always agree,
most time we don't actually.
right? Politically, we don't agree. Granted, we're not we don't support that guy. We're gonna say that guy,
I don't support
but
anyone.
we get along in other facets.
Yeah.
You know, there are other people who I know who view my association with free play as immature and juvenile. But in their thank you, Sarah. But in the realm in which they operate in terms of business and finance, I can talk to them about that stuff. I can talk to them about investing and finance and keep it there.
Wow.
That's what I mean by expanding the portfolio.
Yeah, which I get that. I mean, I I am very guarded. So I will say I have more people I'm close to now than I have in a very long time.
Yes.
But yeah, video games over video games. And what's crazy to me, I because of free play, because of me working there, I got to meet GT Henry Cooper, who has introduced us to the freaking Twitch world, who has introduced me to all of these gamers all
Mhm.
around the world. And this is what's crazy about Twitch. I did not I didn't grow up playing video games, although we had them. I didn't play them because I had too many brothers to keep up with.
Right.
And they were all, oh my goodness. Mama. Hang on, baby. Go eat your pretzels, okay?
Pretzels are awesome, by the way, y'all. Just an FYI.
I'll
I
be
love me
baby.
some
What?
NTMs. If y'all got an NTMs, I miss those pretzels. I don't know if I have them here. Do we have NTMs here in Dallas?
There's one here in the mall here in Denton.
Oh damn! I think I might have to go get some pretzels.
Ooh, there's in all of the malls. Stonebriar, like, yeah.
What's a mall?
What's a mall? What's
2020. What's a mall?
I was at a mall yesterday, actually.
I know.
I hadn't been to
What
a
were you
mall in
saying
a long
about
time.
streaming?
Okay, so I didn't grow up playing video games. I watched my brothers play games because there were so many of us and we had one console. But now I'm on Twitch. Guess what I'm doing? Watching
Playing video
people
games.
play video games,
Mm.
just like I used to. And I've made friends from all around the world, and it's one of the coolest things ever. I'm actually, and this is what I was telling you about. I'm going to interview someone from Australia about their views on some of this stuff. So that'll be an interesting.
I think I know who it is. Cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
They, yeah. I think you'll like it. I'm gonna interview them first, and then talk about an interview on here.
Got it.
So, they like it's just kind of crazy how these things like nostalgia just bring us all, make us come together, especially this year. Like, there's not a whole lot new coming out because of COVID, like, especially like movies. We're having to bond over things we used to do as children. So video games, they're doing all these remakes and remasters because we're going to the past. They're freaking doing a remake of Tom and Jerry, which is
If that was released in theaters, that was going to bomb really bad.
it's gonna bomb. Period, man. It's gonna bomb. But like we keep right. It's honestly, it's funny. We're going back and bonding over stuff from
Old school stuff.
old school. And I watched that night. Was it Sunday night when I got super drunk? And
Yes.
Delp made sure I got safe. Okay. And we watched Animaniacs. That's what I was sobering up to. And it was talking about how basically all of the movie industry, all the gaming industry, they keep going back and playing on our nostalgia, and it's working. And that's what millennials are doing. They're trying to bring back the past, but it's bonding, and it's kind of cool.
Nostalgia makes money.
It does. Think about Pokemon Go. Do you remember
Yes,
how
I do.
wonderful and beautiful the world was when it first came out?
I do.
It was such a happy time. That was the closest I think we were to world peace. I've heard people say this, and I agree with it, because we were all out there being friendly, playing Pokemon, and it was great. Like
That's actually a good point. Yeah, because I remember distinctly, my friends, I'll never forget one night in particular. We all hopped in the car and we went to Pokestop to Pokestop to gym to gym,
yeah,
throughout Queens, New York. And it was hilarious.
it was so fun. We did me and my ex and my kids. I mean, we got out. We were all over the place. We were walking because we were like a block away from Denton Square at that time. So we would just go to the square, which had like 3 gyms and all kinds of Pokestops and all kinds of Pokemon. And then we would drive and go to another place, and it just had a blast. And it got people out. It got people outside. It got people moving, which is great. Like, and exercising, which automatically lifted their spirits. And being around other humans that are in the same mindset of you, it just was helpful. If anything, that's what I've learned about 2020 is we need other humans more than we realize.
Just we don't need the humans to steal our toilet paper.
No, oh god. Okay, we don't need those humans.
Remember that? Remember when the toilet paper shortage of 2020 happened?
We have lived a decade in a year. I swear to God. If you think about everything that has happened in this year, it's an insane amount of craziness that has happened in one tiny year. One tiny year. Shortages on stuff.
I just found out there was a Dr. Pepper shortage on Sunday.
Yeah, we don't have Dr. Pepper.
And there's a coin shortage.
Yep.
What?
There's a can shortage as well. That's why we're having a hard time getting some of the beers. What do I want to say? I'm a little sus of this coin shortage. Where's all the aluminum going? Who's building what?
Your vaccines.
We ain't gonna start. We're gonna go down this conspiracy theory mindset. And
Tinfoil hat, Damian.
Yep, it's gonna turn. Sarah's becoming more and more of a conspiracy theorist as well, unfortunately. But hey, that's what happens when you have access to the internet and can learn way more than you need to learn.
You know what the internet has taught me? The internet has taught me that I cannot prepare fish properly. That's what the internet has taught me.
I don't know how you screw up the fish. I really don't know how you screw it up so often.
Thanks.
It's talent. You just leave it out and leave it in too long. And then you just, no.
Leaving it in too long, no.
No.
Normally leaving it in too long is not a problem. But anyway, look, okay. You know how when we went food shopping a couple weeks ago, I bought that pollock?
Yeah.
That is the worst fish to bake. I swear to God. It is, and I did exactly what the recipe said. I seasoned the gosh darn thing. I heated it to 425. Yeah, we're going down cooking with Damian here for a second, y'all. 425. What?
It's not going to be good.
It's not going to taste. It was not. No, it's good for the hilarity. It's good for the trial and error. That's what it's good for. But I baked it. I put it down to the minutes. I took it out the oven. I let it sit. It still tasted like the most blandest, jankiest fish I have ever had in my life.
Hey, what are you seasoning it with?
What's that thing with the gator on the front?
I don't know. Oh, that Cajun seasoning.
Okay. Cajun seasoning. There you go. So that's what the internet taught me. The internet has taught me a lot of failure in terms of the realm of cooking. Yes.
That may have been just that type of fish. What type of fish was it?
Pollock.
I don't know if I've had pollock. Do a tilapia.
Yeah. All right, well, next time I go food shopping, I'll focus on tilapia. But yeah, the internet is a very fun place. Without the internet, we would not be having this live stream, which that's another thing it's given us. The internet in general is fun and yet distracting. So I'm going to give you some coach speech before we get out of here real quick, y'all. Quick coach speech. It is okay to detach from your phone. It is okay to detach from the internet, from your apps. I have deleted every single one of my communication apps off my phone. The only major apps I look at on my phone are YouTube for content and for learning, Audible or Scribd, and investment apps. Those are the only apps I have on my phone. In terms of communication, I have WhatsApp, but that's because I talk to people in different states, and that's the mode of communication that they prefer. So it's okay to disconnect, is what I'm telling y'all. So that's my bit of coach speech. Get outside. It is 70 degrees today here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. My ass is going to go outside and enjoy me some tasty beer because it's nice outside.
Are you gonna get the super fast jellyfish?
You mean the one that tastes like Cookie Crisp?
Yeah, I want to get. I almost got it the other day, and I was like, it's 10 in the morning. I'm not gonna drink a beer.
Okay, y'all. But so real quick beer talk. This jellyfish, whatever,
Super fast jellyfish by
there you go, Gesundheit, has an aftertaste that tastes like breakfast cereal that you grew up with.
Yeah.
It is uncanny how much this tasted like Cookie Crisp. And Sarah and I both sampled it and drank it and realized, oh shit, you're right. This does taste like breakfast cereal.
It's wild. It's a wild beer. I can't say I like it or not. It's just wild. It's a sour, which I love sours.
And I do not.
Yeah, he does not. You don't like beer. I've just determined you actually really don't like beer.
I like beer. I just like different types of flavors, and sour beers don't do it for me. You know what works for me? I mean, the Sam Adams seasonals work for me.
Those are good. Those are good. But okay, did you try the Fallout that we have on tap? You may actually like that one then, because it's very seasonal flavoring to me. It's very heavy on the cloves, is what I taste. That's what tastes Christmassy to me.
Bah humbug.
I don't. It doesn't taste like you licked Santa Claus' butthole. Like it tastes winter-like. Dear God, when I say Christmas, it tastes winter-like because we cook with a lot of cloves during the winter time, during the fall, Thanksgiving. I swear, cloves are in every freaking thing, and in the winter time, they put it in the ham. Like that's a normal thing.
See, now I can't get the thought of Christmas being equaling Santa Claus's butthole.
Well,
where do you think the gifts come from?
Me. Don't bah humbug me when I say it's a Christmas beer. Bah humbug. Fucking, it's a winter beer.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Beer.
Anything else before we get out of here for the audience?
Real quick, yes, please disconnect. As much as we love you on here, it is super healthy for you. I'm trying to think if I even want to say this. No, just like legit, it's super important to disconnect. Clean your brain, free your brain, go outside, be around humans, real conversations. I've learned this recently that so many people form their opinions by just reading things on the internet and not actually experiencing them, and you really don't actually know how much of that stuff is true or not. The media, whoever controls the media controls society, and unfortunately we don't know who's controlling the media right now. It's a mess.
There we go, down the tinfoil hat. Go ahead, girl.
I know this is very accurately scientifically proven. Anyways, go out there and experience life for real. Go experience life for real. Go volunteer somewhere. If you have a problem with the homelessness issue, go volunteer at the homeless shelter. Maybe help out. Maybe you can see why people are homeless and maybe come up with a solution. Be creative. Like if you want to make a difference in let's see, women's equality, go read a book on the history of, women's suffrage. Like, I don't fucking know. Go do something. Go experience. If you want something to change, don't sit there and gripe about it. Go actually have life experiences with it and do something. That's it. Don't just read about it. Do it. Cool. That's it. That's
cool.
My opinion for the day.
Great. Appreciate it. I'm not going to try to follow that up because that's actually a good way to get out of here. Remember, y'all, Damon G Show. That's at Coach_Girl Friday, because you don't have that up there now. At Damon G Show, you find me on all the social media platforms, and Damon's Advocate on Instagram. Remember, kids, without you, there is no us. Read a book, get outside if you can. If it's cold, I understand, but disconnect. And just learn. Never stop learning, because when you stop learning, you start dying. And on that note, we love y'all.